Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron here. And before we kick this thing off, I just want to take one moment to formally thank everyone for their support for this little project. It has been a great opportunity to get to know, online and in person, this wonderful group of fun, enthusiastic listeners, other creators, and just Transformers fans in general. Sincerely, thank you for being a partner, sharing your ideas, and helping us execute and promote this ridiculous waste of time. Of course, and you got to see this one coming, a special shout out to Mr. Mike Seibert, an amazing, sweet, wonderful fella. I would kick the ghost of the iconic moment off the couch anytime to make space for that lug. Hoping we get a chance to link up again much sooner than later. Like we've said a dozen ways on this recording, stay with us. We'll be back soon, and thanks for everything.
Hello, listeners. I'm Casey Kasem. Well, it's finally here, the day we all wished for, the end of this miserable circle jerk of an excuse of entertainment. Oh, these three shit weasels say they're gonna record more episodes, but let's face facts. The tiny little sawed-off one with the potty mouth is only about a month away from liver failure anyway. It doesn't matter how low you set your standards, listeners. I'm sure you'll find this episode the biggest disappointment since the series finale of Seinfeld. So settle in for the last episode of the minute-by-minute breakdown of the 1986 Transformers the movie. Fuck these guys.
I feel like I need a rum refill. I might need a little refresher. I'll do an intro and we can pause.
Okay.
Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Autopod Deceptiverse. This is your weekly podcast that delivered a minute-by-minute breakdown of the 1986 Transformers movie. I'm your host, Aaron, and with me are two guys who I've known. I did the math on this. It wasn't that hard, actually. So I don't want to take too much credit. 33 years. Wow. Since the age of 7. These wonderful men.
I thought you were going to say consent.
Since the age of... And before, even.
Yes.
We were boys. Boys to men. Is a phrase, is a phrase that gets tossed around every now and again. But it's real with us, guys. We were boys. And now we're men.
We're biologically men.
We've grown up to many adventures together. We've been there for, I think, our most transformational...
Good.
Periods. That's it, gentlemen. Please enjoy yourselves.
You worked on that for what, a minute?
I was trying to make something a little more tender.
Sure.
I'm Ryan.
Hi, and I'm Caleb.
A little more heartfelt.
These last two intros have really been phoned in.
I'll tell you what.
They're fine. They're good.
Thanks, Caleb.
They're not.
Ryan.
They're not good at all.
I'm not a fan of you right now. One thing, I thought of this. Actually, I did have a big drawn-out thing that I wrote out and scripted that was pretty amazing, and I realized that it wasn't true, and it was built around the premise of us not being, I think that the offensive term for it is Eskimo brothers, and the unoffensive term is Bang brothers. It's really all offensive, but it was built around the premise that we've known each other so long, but none of us have had intercourse with the same woman. And I really built it out, and I was like, on this premise of truth. But it is true. Well, I mean, you're right. It is. I don't know that. And I guess I'm happy to be in the dark on that. But I think that it's true from the standpoint of not all three of us.
Oh, all have had sex with the same woman? That's probably true.
But I know that two people, I won't say of us, because I don't want to...
talk about it?
I don't want to crowd... Well, I shouldn't want to talk about it. But I also don't want to lump myself in the shared... the pussy posse, I guess.
Oh my God!
At any rate, we're not bang triplets, but I do think there are some Eskimo twins in the house, and we definitely should not get into that.
I have never
heard
be edited
that. Out.
That is a horrible. What a horror! It's all.
Well, I mean, it's rooted in what I think is a culture. I mean, it is. You can call it a stereotype that's been translated into a dumb racist joke, but I think there is Inuit part of Inuit culture, like wife sharing is a part of that.
You think?
A part. Well, no, and I took anthropology in college, and it's like when a person would come into from outside of the community, and if they were a person of note that was friendly with the leader of the group,
Jesus.
it was a thing to offer your
That's
wife up
terrible.
to the.
Hey.
Well, but I mean, they're bought in. I mean,
And
maybe it's a patriarchy that's bad of sorts, but it's just part of the culture. It is part of the culture.
Let's not forget, it's cold up there.
Do we have any Inuit listeners, you think?
Not anymore. And I apologize if I've wrecked my understanding of your culture, but I recall that from anthropology. But at any rate, I had a whole thing going on how, like, I can't believe after 30 years, but it's just not true. I will say it is true for me. It is true for me.
He's saying that Caleb and I have had sex with the same woman.
You can't believe, not at the same time though.
No, not yet.
But that's not what it takes to be a bang brother.
Are you saying you can't believe that the three of us have not had sex with the same
I guess
person?
that is a good point. Why, does every person that's known each other for 30 years is just the same?
I think that's a...
Of course we've all fucked the same girl.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Maybe I'm sure in really small towns it's unusual.
That's true.
I don't know
and
that
we're not the
either.
biggest
No.
town, but it was funny when I thought that none of us actually did it, and I had a whole thing written out.
Oh, I see.
I had a whole my whole
then
intro
you
was
realized it
predicated
was out
on
the
it,
window.
and then I realized and out the window in a big obvious way that
Yes.
how did I even get started on this path? But anyway.
I will say I don't understand what the whole culture of now it's big with rappers and stuff, like running trains on women, and I'm like, why do you want your girlfriend to fuck all your friends?
No, I don't like that.
Well,
either.
I think that's part of a machismo
I guess.
of its time.
I don't get off on that stuff.
But and it.
I watch it and masturbate, but I think it's weird.
It dates. I mean, in gangster rap culture, like the early Dr. Dre stuff, ain't no fun if my homies can't have none. Like that type of sexist, and I would garner that Dr. Dre's wife isn't.
Does not like that song.
Sign off on it.
I don't.
But
I
it was like a thing. Like it was basically just say we're so tough.
Yeah.
We're so tough and fucking manly that we don't give a fuck about girls.
I don't know. I don't want to cross any bodies. I don't want to get on Dr. Dre's bad side or anything.
He's listening to this and just throws his beats
say
down.
I would say that Dr. Dre probably disowns parts of his past, and that's
as we all do.
But it was part of the culture. I don't know how it came up here.
Where are we going?
Yep.
Bang Brothers.
I definitely
Eskimo
haven't.
twins.
I definitely haven't Googled, or not Googled, but I definitely haven't put in the search bar on X videos "running train." I haven't done that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time listening, welcome to the show. This is
Why'd you start here?
Yeah, this is kind of awkward and all, but you shouldn't be here. We've been covering the 1986 animated Transformers movie, minute by minute, for the last 85 weeks, and you, my friend, are at the very last week. That's not very fun, is it? So my recommendation is to go start this from the beginning. We're not really modern, pop cultural oriented, so it won't feel dated. At least it won't feel any more dated than talking about a 31-year-old movie is to begin with. But start with episode 0, give it a go. It certainly gets better as it develops, like a fine wine left open, and that's.
I like to think it gets better and then starts to get worse.
It is deteriorating for sure. It does develop, and if you love long road trips, I think we'd be happy to be your companion.
Absolutely, put us in your ear hole.
I will say that one of us is kind of heavy-handed with the sexual innuendo.
Caleb.
So if you don't like that kind of humor, I guess don't move on. But also, don't listen in front of your kids.
Definitely don't listen with your kids.
From TF Con, it is a very family-oriented thing. It was amazing. Yes. And it also takes me back to when we saw the movie in the theater, and there was like a 12-year-old girl that was next to us, and she knew every word of the movie. It was fascinating to me.
Who would think that kids would go watch things about toys?
Yeah, but now
It's
there's
like
no
you guys
toy.
are like perplexed.
But there's no toy. Like,
But it's
no
not
show.
relevant culturally.
There's no show
There's no
on
reason it should
currently?
be relevant. Like I feel like childhood is built on relevance. Like kids, everything else is history. Trying to talk to like my own stepkids about Transformers is basically me trying to talk about history. And unless you have a fascination on the topic, there's no inherent value. Pop culture is what's in the now is what matters to children because that's just how they operate.
I am curious as to how the younger people who weren't even alive whenever Transformers was in the 80s, like how they get into it. Like, let us know if we get like younger listeners. How did you come to enjoy this in such a way? Because we just enjoyed it because we had 3 channels and this was on.
Yeah, we didn't have a But it was good. Though.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I
it's
loved
good.
it.
So I guess to really put the lid on this trash can, we're closed. This is the movie project, and it is closing today, right now. But this is just one project of the greater Autopod Decepticast, so do not hit that unsubscribe button. We'll continue to create fresh content, but admittedly at a reduced volume.
Yeah.
How reduced? Don't know. Probably something like 50 to 75%, but that's still, I mean, monthly content. Come on, and it's gold.
Still better than
It's
most.
still gold. Hey, take what you get.
Oh, it's free.
Yeah.
And
But you know what isn't free? Our merchandise.
wonderful transition. I'll jump ahead. In our store, we have a cup recruitment poster.
It's good stuff.
Illustrated by none other than APDC's own Ryan Jett for $15 plus shipping. There's also the APDC Pin Series number 1, $8.50 plus shipping, illustrated and designed by Ryan and me.
5-pin set.
So we appreciate your patronage, as proceeds will go to keeping this website alive, maybe getting us to cons.
Right.
And I'm not saying that to beg for money, but I am saying we are providing value in the form of merchandise.
I will definitely
And I
beg
do
for money.
believe that our merchandise has value in the form of good material and content. And if you'd like to buy it, it will help support this on an ongoing
There's some
basis.
other stuff I think we're going to put up there pretty soon, and I've got some new posters I'm drawing, so.
I've got some new button ideas.
Well,
And I have poster ideas and t-shirt ideas.
You know, just a quick sidebar on Johnny Utah. That he had that press package.
Oh,
Did
that
you
was
see
cool.
that
Yeah,
on
I did.
Twitter?
Yeah,
He
that
posted
was awesome.
The press pack from Transformers the movie, and he got it signed by
Flint
Dilley, and is looking to get it signed by Ron Friedman. He got that for $10.
I know.
At a Motor City Con back in 2006 or 7, I think.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I wonder what that would go for today. I
Oh,
wonder what he
a
could
lot.
offload it for. Like 1,000?
No, I
Less?
don't know about that much, but it definitely wouldn't be a sawbuck.
This stuff isn't that important.
I mean, it is true. I feel like I don't know what the most expensive. Let me just Google this real quick. My question is, what is the most expensive Transformer? Well, what we're seeing here is this is way inflated, Metroplex, but it's from the modern era of Titan. Returns. I have it in my corner. I paid probably no more than $150 for that, and it looks like for almost $500 it's being listed somewhere.
Jesus Christ.
I think
No,
that's,
no.
I think that's inflated. That just came out in the market, so the market is actually flooded with those things. Somebody's being a douche. Okay, like here's an old Jetfire, $159. That's an original vintage 98% complete eBay Jetfire.
It's missing a toe.
For $100, that would be awkward because it's just one big foot. $160. I would wager that's probably in the middle. Somewhere.
Yeah.
I bet you there's old Transformers that
Stuff in
$500.
box.
I bet you $500 is a pretty
Probably.
reasonable cap on some of that.
Those of you who collect old toys, let us know.
I don't know where I was going with that, but we have
Nowhere.
we have things for sale, and they're relatively cheap compared to this Jetfire and
That's
this
98% complete.
and this asshole who's trying to sell a modern Aero Metroplex for $500 when shit, I'd give it away for $300, and I don't even want to give it away.
DM us.
But I know it's not worth that much. Last episode recap, we talked about animation. We talked about the between folk, the background folk, the camera folk. Oh man, the color folk.
Oh no!
I can't believe when I typed that.
That didn't occur to you?
I didn't realize the implications. The ink and paint folk, the Xerox folk, the continuity folk, and today we're going to close it out with the business end. And Ryan, I believe you took on the topic of a Marvel and Sunbow production, which is something, as my notes, I think you
Indicate.
we did not give that proper justice when we first started. I mean, it was like the first thing to tackle. We didn't really have a process.
It was
yet.
like episode 4 or something, and we really miffed it whenever I asked the question of, Did Marvel become Marvel Studios or production or whatever, the modern Marvel, this was bought by Disney, but yeah, I mean...
What's the background? I assume
Okay.
you have something on this.
I do. I'm going
All
to
right,
take,
wonderful.
once again, I'm going to take these in reverse order, or actually I'm not. Never mind. I'm going with Sunbow first. So, Sunbow basically was synonymous in co-producing projects with Marvel Productions in the 80s and 90s. They did some other things, but it was mainly Hasbro toy lines. They used Toei Animation in conjunction with, I don't know how to say this, is it Acom or Acom?
Acom. I think.
Acom, Nelson Shin's animation studio, yeah. After Transformers the movie and My Little Pony the movie were flops, G.I. Joe, the movie, was released direct-to-video, which is something I didn't know. I didn't realize I didn't get a theatrical release.
I feel like I knew that without knowing it formally.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. They also worked with TMS Entertainment to produce Visionaries, Knights of the Magical Light, which was created by Flint Dille. And I have a ton to say about that on one of our special episodes.
Cool.
TMS also produced one of our favorite Season 3 episodes. Can you guess which one it is?
Call the Primitive.
Yes!
All right. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's a high watermark, honestly. I know it's like bad,
It is very bad.
but I feel like the illustrations are just so amazing.
Except for that Predaking best / worst drawing
I
of
love
Predaking.
that Predaking
I do too,
drawing.
but it's so jacked up.
I love it. I love the like crazy proportions and foreshortening. I think it's as anime as it
It's
gets.
very anime, yeah,
So,
yeah. They also produced The Tick, the animated show The Tick. Sunbow was finally bought by Sony in '98, but in 2008, Hasbro obtained the rights to all Sunbow productions of animated series based on Hasbro properties. So they own all that again.
Interesting.
The full history of Marvel Productions is it's almost impenetrably boring and complicated. Don't turn off the podcast. But because I put it in brief, and I've just hit the high marks. It's basically a lot of mergers and acquisitions.
Yeah.
It all began way back in 1963 as DePatie Freeling Enterprises, which sounds like
What?
DePatie Freeling.
DePatie Freeling,
Okay.
which sounds like a shady sausage company.
I guess.
Is that two owners, DePatie and
Yes.
Freeling?
Triple threat director, producer, composer Fritz Freeling and executive David H. DePatie were employees of Warner Brothers Cartoons, and whenever it shut down, they basically became Warner Brothers Studios. Like, they hired all the cartoonists and everything from Warner Brothers.
Okay.
Prior to the sale to Marvel Comics Group in '81, DFE produced animation and special effects mostly. Some for Transformers director Nelson Shin in the opening titles of Pink Panther and the lightsaber effects for Star Wars. Inflation overwork, basically they had to sell to Marvel Comics, i.e. Marvel Productions. Marvel Productions was sold to New World Pictures in '86 and incorporated as Marvel Entertainment Group, and then sold to News Corp and finally purchased by Disney in 2001 with the acquisition of Marvel Studios that Disney just recently bought brings it all home.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, so in answer to the question I asked 80 episodes ago,
Episode 1.
All right, moving on. So the next thing that appears is the Marvel and Sunbow production logos. What do you guys know about these?
well, which is this? Is this Marvel Productions? Did this become Marvel Studios, or is it a? Do we know?
Well, it seems like somebody should have done research on that.
I'm just now thinking of it.
Before
This is where
Marvel Productions did become Marvel Entertainment, but only after
It was a very roundabout.
yeah,
process.
only
It
about
wasn't-
a mergers, and this bummed me out. Just anytime I read about like studios and stuff, I'm like, oh, corporations just own everything. It's great. So that evil mouse, that evil capitalist mouse, as it now.
I have a different take on the evils of capitalism, but
Well,
whatever.
I take capitalism as like that quote of Winston Churchill's, who said like democracy is the worst form of government except for all the rest. I
Right.
kind of feel that way about capitalism.
I mean,
it's
well,
the worst
true.
form of economy except for all the others.
Well, yeah, because I mean, it's the only form of economy that really, to date, provides the most possible opportunity. for
yeah,
everybody.
except
But
that
this
like
isn't-
7 corporations
this
own everything, and I hate it.
Well, I mean,
All right, that's it for Marvel Studios. I think I'm up next too with Dolby Studio,
why don't you get into it?
which I'm surprised I never wondered what Dolby meant, and
Worse.
well, right away I figured out, oh, it's just a brand name.
Okay.
Mr. Dolby made it. That's not true.
Jonathan Dolby.
I know that I said the full history of Marvel Productions was boring, but this is like professional level. I just want to give you guys a taste of what I was up against when I started researching this. Basically, it was like reading an algebra book for fun. So here's a little taste. The center channel information is carried by both LT and RT in phase, and surround channel information by both LT and RT but out of phase. This gives good compatibility with both mono playback, which reproduces L, C, and R from the mono speaker at C at a level 3 decibel higher than L or R, but surround information, it cancels it out. So here's the cliff notes. Dolby was already providing theaters with a Dolby noise reduction, so that was their foot in the door. But the theaters were still using audio that was developed in like the 30s. That was the system. Basically, it was just a 2-channel left and right.
Stereo.
Yeah, I said. Well, it wasn't really.
Oh, I understand.
So
Fake stereo.
I'll be honest. I even after reading this 100 times, I didn't really understand it. It's like when I tried playing the guitar. If I'm not immediately good at something, I just give up. So. The first movie, basically they worked with Kodak and made a better system. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
So the first movie to use it was 1976's A Star Is Born, the romantic drama between Barbra Streisand and Chris Christopherson.
Interesting.
And mostly the larger theaters to begin with installed the system, but that all flipped in 1977 when Star Wars came out. Star Wars pivots a bunch of shit.
Really?
And so basically the smaller theaters started buying it up, and it was also backwards compatible, so they could play movies that didn't have the new system too.
It was breakthrough. I mean, Star Wars and George Lucas, you have to give him credit where credit is due as much.
Sure.
And they get a lot of shit.
It
but
changed the game.
yeah, totally. No, I mean, there's a higher level
It was like
special effects.
It was like Jaws changed the game for now we have blockbuster movies in the summer.
Right.
Where previously it was just a throwaway time.
It's breakthrough.
So the Dolby consultants, as opposed to technical advisors, it seems like Dolby consultants actually do something. And like you said, Aaron, where you're talking about Xerox, the Dolby consultants are basically, they are employed by Dolby, and they give them out to they support directors and exhibitors and other industry professionals. And this is kind of the same way of saying it, but I liked the way this BB article quoted it. Dolby consultants travel internationally from Bollywood to Hollywood to ensure that the soundtrack gets shipped with the film meets the highest standards. I just like the Bollywood to Hollywood part.
Bollywood to Hollywood.
Somebody wrote that and was like, yep, save. That's gold. So I don't know if I'm on the next part. I am. The Dolby consultants, Jim Fitzpatrick, worked on a ton of stuff. He started with Girls Just Want to Have Fun, which starred Mrs. Matthew Broderick. He murdered somebody. Well, didn't murder. He accidentally killed some people in a car crash.
Matthew Broderick did?
Yeah, in Ireland. After
How old was he?
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was in Ireland, and he says he doesn't remember the crash at all, but he had a head-on collision, and 2 people died.
Was he
And
found
he's-
responsible?
No, he was financially responsible, but with no criminal charges.
Oh, what a terrible thing to have to live with.
He seems like
And,
he's
I mean,
very
from-
haunted by it.
Oh man, I can see that by looking at him. Honestly, that kind of clarifies a lot of things in my head about Matthew Broderick.
Really? Well,
I don't know.
can let you
Anyway,
know.
got the obviously I know that's.
He was with his the girl who played his sister in that movie. They were dating at the time, and she was in the car crash. She was a passenger.
I
can't remember her
Jennifer
Tilly. No,
what is her name?
I don't remember.
She did a couple movies, Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing.
But then she got a nose job. What is
Yep.
her name?
I don't know. You keep looking at me like I'm gonna know. Jennifer Grey.
Jennifer Grey.
All right, we got
Anyway.
that. Anyway, he did Commando, My Little Pony, Transformers, Jumpin' Jack Flash, and Mannequin. Then he moves over to be a re-recording mixer. He did Who? Oh God, I wrote Why framed Roger Rabbit in my notes.
That's a different one.
That's an existential question.
I would do a minute by minute Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
That would be fun.
I'm passionate enough about that movie to do a minute by minute podcast. Are you ready, Caleb?
Yep.
Ghostbusters 2, The Simpsons, Space Jam, Buffy the Vampire Slayer show, Eight-Legged Freaks, Mad Men, and the bulk of the series on Family Guy and American Dad.
Huh. Cool.
He's still alive. He's only 66. He just had a birthday on the 21st of October.
Happy birthday,
He's
Jim.
younger than my dad. Klaus Weidman, definitely not as much work as Fitzpatrick, but he did work on
I
some...
would go with Weedman.
Weidman.
I bet you that middle E is silent.
I don't know.
All right.
He worked on Soul Man, which is controversial, although I think it's mostly by people who haven't seen it.
That is the who is the lead in that movie?
Oh man, I can't remember
But
his
he
name.
is blackface throughout the movie. It is
Yes.
it is a we won't call it minstrel necessarily, but it's in Oh, it's certainly
Well-
that tradition. If all blackface is in that tradition,
If you watch the movie, it's a caution. It's basically about how stupid he's a rich white dude and how he didn't understand what black people went through.
Right.
Like Radon Chong, who is a mixed actor, and she defends the movie, and she was like basically the only reason anybody had a problem with it is because Spike Lee jumped all over it, even though he hadn't seen it.
I feel like that movie played on rotation on Comedy Central a
Yeah.
lot. I mean, it's a satire.
It is.
and I obviously nobody would be playing that for like a hilarious effect against black people in a modern era.
It's
Certainly-
the opposite. It's
and
the opposite.
exactly. So anyway, moving on.
He did The Running Man, 3 Men and a Baby, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and Serpent in the Rainbow, which I use to masturbate with.
I don't know anything about that.
It is.
I guess it has pretty women in it.
It's Bill Pullman, and there's a fairly hot sex scene.
Okay, all right.
It's about voodoo.
So you've whacked it to Bill Pullman?
Yeah, I wasn't looking at him.
Well, but I'm not even. So what if you were?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just
I
saying.
cannot watch ID4 without getting turgid. Who's got next?
Oh, I
Are
do.
we? Your logos.
All right. So,
Logos.
All right. So So I've got logos, and the first one we have is the first one over there, the Motion Picture Association of America logo.
I love that logo.
It's
yeah,
great.
it's we've seen it all our lives in everything
It's
ever
very
made. Yeah.
ingrained.
So about the Motion Picture Association of America, let's see here. It's an American trade association representing the 6 major film studios in Hollywood, founded in 1922. Its original goal was to ensure the viability of the American film industry. What does that mean? Basically,
But Caleb, what does it mean?
well, in addition, it established guidelines. So basically, it established guidelines for film content, which resulted in the creation of the Production Code in 1930. This code, also known as the Hays Code, was replaced by a voluntary film rating system in 1968 that we know now, which is managed by the Classification and Rating Administration.
It's a terrible administration.
Yeah, so they have the association, at least earlier in the 20th century, walked a fine line about protecting the right of the film industry to protecting them against censorship, but also establishing censorship. It's kind of a weird fence that they walk. But
well,
anyway,
they helped. They were a voice in what the guardrails were.
Sure.
And you have to. I'm sure they want to voice more on the freedom of the artist side of things.
Sure.
But
Right.
that you know that you have to you have to come to a middle ground somewhere.
Right.
And they want to make sure that middle ground gives them as much freedom as possible.
that's right. So some
what it was.
background on this. In 1922, after several risque films and a series of off-screen scandals, the studios enlisted Hayes, who was a Presbyterian elder, to rehabilitate Hollywood's image.
Oh, God.
Hollywood in the 20s was badgered by a number of widespread scandals, such as the murder of William Desmond Taylor and the alleged rape of Virginia Rapp by a popular movie star, Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle.
I've heard of that.
So there was a lot of
Fatty
condemnation.
Yeah.
There was a lot of condemnation.
That definitely happened.
So anyway, I found to spare you the details of all that, I did find some interesting pre-code don'ts and be careful.
Oh, those are in quotes.
As proposed
Don'ts
in
and be careful.
1927. Yeah. So here's some don'ts. Basically, they're saying.
And these are don'ts to the
Don't
reason
do
these
this.
exist is to protect studios from lawsuits.
Yeah, and just kind of a general key points of don'ts.
Okay.
Don't do this for the good of
The
don't-
industry.
yeah, and don't create outrage in public, which included pointed profanity, such as including the words not good, which included the words God, Lord, Jesus Christ, hell, damn.
Hell.
Yeah, any licentious or suggestive nudity, illegal traffic of drugs, white slavery.
Oh,
This
only
is
white
not-
slavery.
Yeah. Miscegenation, which sex relationships
That's
between white and
mixing
black
of the
people, yeah.
races.
Any mention of sex hygiene, ridicule of the clergy,
Good God.
and then be carefuls. Be careful when you use the flag. Be careful. Be careful with the use of firearms. Methods of smuggling. Sedition. So you get the idea. You get the idea. And so the code, that wasn't the code, that was before the code, and so pre-code like there was some weird ones, like a famous shot from the 1903 film The Great Train Robbery. Scenes where criminals aimed the guns at the camera were considered inappropriate by the New York State Censor Board in the 20s and usually removed. Like,
Wow.
Eventually, though, there was outrage in the Hollywood industry, produced a code to kind of
They were trying
protect
to-
themselves
exactly.
from that, but also
It probably wasn't. It's not legally binding. It's just a
code-
standard of ethics
and
that
the
they're
code-
trying to enforce.
And they couldn't. It was impossible to enforce. So by the production code, the Hays Code declined, and Hollywood continued to work within the confines of that code throughout the 50s. But the industry was faced with competitive threats from television, which did not require Americans to leave their home to watch moving pictures. And also there was foreign films that didn't have to adhere to that, and so eventually they did away with it and produced the guidelines the rating system that we have today,
Which is just wonderful and
yeah.
arbitrary.
So by the late '60s, enforcement became impossible, and they abandoned it and they started working with the system that we have today. So that is the Motion Picture Association of America.
Nice.
The next one we have is Technicolor. Technicolor is a series of color motion picture processes. Technicolor became known and celebrated for its highly saturated color and was initially most commonly used for filming musicals such as The Wizard of Oz, The Adventures of Robin Hood, Gone with the Wind, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and Fantasia. The process, though, was very complicated back then. Hollywood made so much use of Technicolor in 29 and 30 that many believed the feature film industry would soon be turning out color films exclusively. But by 1931, however, the Great Depression took its toll on the movie industry, which began to cut back on the expenses, and therefore the production of color films
Very interesting.
decreased dramatically by 1932.
And we take for granted it costed money. It cost money to do that shit.
Well, that's
back
why
then.
Kevin Smith shot in black and white, just because it was a lot cheaper.
Right.
Wow.
The camera itself simultaneously exposed 3 strips of black and white film, each of which recorded a different color of the spectrum, and then you combine that. The last Technicolor feature film was produced in 1955. So, quickly talking about the early adoption of Technicolor by Disney for animation. Walt Disney shot one of his silly symphony cartoons, Flowers and Trees, in it. And it was a big success and won the first Academy Award for Animated Short Film. All subsequent silly symphonies from 1933 were also shot on the 3-strip process. So here's something interesting about Technicolor that kind of led to its demise in working with feature films. Film studios could not purchase Technicolor cameras; they could only rent them, and complete with camera technicians and a color supervisor. Often on many early productions, the supervisor was Natalie Kalmus, ex-wife of Herbert Kalmus and part owner of the company. Directors had great difficulty working with her. People would say, I can't do anything right in her eyes. So basically, her presence there just kind of ran it into the ground.
Oh, great.
And one of the last American films printed by Technicolor was The Godfather Part 2. The Technicolor company remained highly successful in film processing and later became involved in video and audio duplication. It's still around today, obviously. It's now owned by a French company. It's called Technicolor SA. It's been rebranded and obviously still used for a lot of animation. That's Technicolor. Our final logo, which is the International Alliance of Theatrical and Stage Employees. This is the labor. This is the union.
Gotcha.
This is the union. The International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees.
I like that logo as well.
It's pretty good, too.
It's a labor union representing over 140,000 technicians, artisans, and craftspersons in the entertainment industry, including live theater, motion picture, and television production and trade shows. It was formed all the way back in 1893.
Jesus Christ.
And so basically...
and basically, as soon as recording things
On film?
visually...
Stage.
Oh, okay.
It was founded in 1893 when representatives of stagehands working in 11 cities met in New York and pledged to support each other's efforts to establish fair wages and working conditions for their members. Something I thought was kind of entertaining was in 1886, union members went on strike in New York City under the Theatrical Protective Union of New York. After producers filled the positions of strikers with less skilled strike breakers, actors refused to work due to the sets falling apart. And with the support of the actors behind the strikers, they succeeded in most of their requests.
We don't need to use
Yeah.
nails.
Oh yeah, now so they
Just lean it up against it.
Duct tape didn't exist, but they were using whatever the equivalent of that
Tar.
was.
and so then finally there's the AFL-CIO, which supports the union there, and the AFL-CIO is just a big organization of unions.
Oh, okay. So
right.
it's a union of unions.
Essentially, so that's all I pretty much have there. Something I was thinking about though is we haven't heard from somebody in a while.
Oh,
What
what are you talking about?
We can.
I'm the ghost of the iconic moment.
You know.
Oh
shit.
That's a sound I thought I'd never hear again.
Hey
Oh my
guys,
God, you're here in studio.
heard you were wrapping up the show.
Yeah. What
Wow.
you doing here?
Well, I was in prison.
Yeah,
That's true. I remember that. I remember that very succinct and deliberate call from prison.
I don't know that we ever got to the bottom of what caused you to get to prison, but anyway, I don't know if that's what you're here to talk about.
Why not?
You were in prison.
Yeah, I was in prison.
Yes.
I got out of prison on good behavior.
That's
Yeah.
well done.
Yeah.
That's great. Great. I'm glad.
Thanks for having me on the show.
I mean, we didn't ask you, but it's
That
fine.
was okay. I wrote a song.
Oh God.
Now you are a musician.
I
Go
am,
ahead.
yeah. I was
I
around.
forget that. I forget
was
what
around
you
here.
are.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about all of this. So, I wrote a song, and I just, really appreciate everything that,
Are you asking for the
on
opportunity to
show.
perform that song?
So, no, I mean, I'm not asking anything. I'm going to do it right now. So, let's see here.
It's a folk song.
Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away.
This is really good.
Working retail always got me paid. Oh, I believe in yesterday.
Leave.
Suddenly, I'm not half the ghost I used to be.
Christ.
Heavy smoke cloud hanging over me, caused by smoking too much weed. Why'd she had to go? I don't know. She wouldn't say.
Tinder date.
She brings guys over though and
God.
makes out in my hallway. Yesterday, riding private jets with Dr. Dre. I'm in 12-step now with Gucci Mane. Wish he'd make up with Flock of Flame. Why'd I go to jail? I know, but my lawyers advised me not to say.
That's why we keep them.
I did something wrong. Now I'm prison sex buffet.
Oh God.
Yesterday, debt to society I did repay. So I'm out of jail and need to pray to Allah now 5 times a day. And now I need a place to stay.
Oh, shit. Oh,
so what do you say, guys? I got out and don't have a place. I want to know what do you say? I haunt on the cheap.
Okay.
Maybe
we can work something out.
to
If
get a
you would have
job.
showed up a month ago, that would have
Yeah.
been perfect.
Well, hard
the
to show
Halloween
up when I'm
season.
still in jail a month ago.
Well,
I need, maybe a reference for me? I'm applying at Burlington Coat Factory as holiday help.
Sweet.
TJ Maxx and Chico's won't return my calls.
you left them unceremoniously.
Give me $1. What do you say?
I will give you $1 to leave.
Sears can go suck a dick.
Okay, great.
Poof!
So, Ghost, before you go, I know you said poof.
That's getting cut out.
I'm really happy to see you again. By the way, your adventures, you lived the life I wish I lived. I mean, how...
Really?
And it started from a place of misery, but now you're just fucking
It
balling.
doesn't seem like he's in a good position at all. He's homeless and asking
I
for
can
money.
tell you all about it if you let me stay over tonight.
You can sleep on the futon.
You can have a place on my couch.
Thanks, man.
Good.
All right.
Would you like to be in the rest of the podcast with us, or would you like to
I
kinda
would
take a nap?
As a member of the podcast, I would not like that.
Okay.
See you tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night.
Poof.
Bye, everybody. Poof.
That was great, guys.
I-
Never heard the ghosts work.
Yeah, I hadn't heard it. Purposefully, I was avoiding it, but
I was
man.
forced into it. Well, as we traverse the credits here, we've passed the weird motion picture logos, and that was a fascinating history. We're getting to the registration marks. There's two here. One for Transformers is a registered trademark of Hasbro. Most people by now are familiar with the general story of Hasbro seeking licensable property at the Tokyo Toy Show.
Yep.
They discovered the Microman and Diaclone lines, bringing them to the U.S. in the form of the Transformers. And on TFW 2005, there's a great set of articles of 30 years of Transformers in 30 days, and it's
Oh.
a fun read. Look it up. It was published around 2014, celebrating the 30th anniversary of the franchise, but they go into a lot of detail, and of course there's TF University out there as well. But ad agency Griffin Bacall, that was commissioned to come up with how these toys would be adapted for the United States, it's generally accepted that it was their idea to make the robots main characters versus being kind of a human-driven mecha thing.
Right.
Also, the concept of like two warring factions. Jay Bacall, who was the son of the company's founder, Joe Bacall, he is credited with giving the toy line its name, the Transformers.
Oh.
The Transformers.
Yes.
Yes,
of course.
Hasbro.
I got lost for a
That's
second.
okay. I did a lot of trademark searches actually as part of this exercise. For those who might have any passing interest in it, you can go to there's a website, uspto.gov. They have a database called TESS, and that's the Trademark Electronic Search System, and you can look up anything and just figure out if you could own it, basically. That's how I look at it. That exercise is like, I'll put in a word. Does anybody own that word from
That's
trademark
mine now.
purposes? Yeah. There's lots of Transformers trademarks. I don't know this for a fact, but I feel like you have to trademark things or register those things in reference to a certain industry. There is a handful of Transformers trademarks that are outside of entertainment, but you can tell that the entertainment side of it has tried to gobble up everything they possibly can in every certain industry. I discovered there's a Transformers word mark, and it's owned by Hasbro, that is in reference to beverages. What tipped me off and made me want to dive a little deeper was the description: a dairy-based beverage, vegetable-based food beverage, a fruit-based food beverage, yogurt-based beverages, coconut-based beverages used as a milk substitute, milk beverages containing fruits, milk-based beverages containing fruit, peanut-based beverages, soy-based beverages used as a milk substitute. Hasbro had that registered. And I just looked it up. It took me down this rabbit hole, and I came across the company Drink and Play. So this company called Drink and Play. They're bottles. They license things and put it on bottles. But the concept behind it is
toys
that
inside.
there's a toy, and the guy who created this company, he was inspired this package design. His wife was pregnant, and he was like.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking at it, Drink and Play, it's a surprisedrinks.com, and it basically is a bottle that has like a little egg in the what
Right.
you'd say is the belly.
Imagine a Hatchimal.
Yeah.
You imagine it.
And so basically
I
it
don't
was
have
like
to.
inspired by his wife and her pregnant body, and he created a whole, I'm sure that has to be expensive to produce on a number of levels.
imagine.
But he's got a lot of major licensed properties. Like all of Hasbro is contained. I think there's My Little Pony stuff, but there's tons of Transformers stuff, and Angry Bird stuff. But so basically he's like, you want to do a promotional thing? Let's put it out there in the market. And it's very tangentially related to the topic of registered trademarks.
It's cool, though. It's
So
cool.
that's why we're talking about
cool.
this. So then we get to person's fictional disclaimer. Characters and events in this motion picture are fictional, have no relation to any real persons, living or dead. This disclaimer
dates back to 1932. There was a film called Rasputin and the Empress. The film insinuated that the character in the Princess Natasha was raped by Rasputin. Well, the inspiration for that character was Princess Irina Alexandrova.
Yeah.
And she was still alive at the time, and she sued MGM for libel based on that. And the jury agreed that she had been defamed by the depiction of her character in that movie. As she and her husband, they were awarded over $1 million ultimately in damages and out-of-court settlements and all of that. So basically, this is boilerplate language that is put in every film, but there is an interesting history of this language being satiricized. For example, South Park has a very famous version of this. All characters and events in the show, even those based on real people, are entirely fictional. All celebrity voices are impersonated poorly. That history of satiricizing that line goes way back to the Three Stooges. They had a parody of Nazi Germany. The episode was called "You Nazi Spy," and their little version of the tagline was, "Any resemblance between the characters in this picture and any persons living or dead is a miracle."
Okay.
I think that's kind of funny.
It's not bad.
The sequel to that episode, "I'll Never Heil Again."
Much better title.
Totally. The characters in this picture are fictitious. Anyone resembling them is better off dead. Some recent examples of this: Michael Jackson's Thriller and American Werewolf.
Recent example.
Well, and American, well, more recent than the fucking Three Stooges.
I know. It's just
And also American Werewolf in London, both directed by John Landis. The disclaimer refers to persons living dead or...
I don't know what you're talking
John Landis, American Werewolf in London, Michael Jackson Thriller, persons living dead or...
Undead?
Thank you, Caleb.
Okay. I
for
had
being
no
there.
idea what
you
you
did it. You know, you got it. No, I thought that was some interesting history. Copyright protection warning.
I want to say something real quick about
go
that. On the Fargo TV series, as well as the movie, they always say the events depicted in this film took place in Minnesota in 1987, or whatever period that they're doing for that season. But they just say that, but it didn't really take place at all.
weird.
Right.
Great.
It's like the opposite.
Yeah,
They're-
but they make it very formal, so where it seems like...
it puts you in a
Right.
certain frame of
No,
mind. Anyway,
totally. I've never watched that show, but I'm sure
it's
the
a good
tone...
show.
I love the movie Fargo.
favorite TV series.
Are the Coen brothers...
They're executive producers.
They are. Okay, gotcha.
They're heavily involved.
Copyright protection warnings. Basically, this is your kind of don't
steal
pirate
this.
Don't do this.
I researched it pretty thoroughly, but we are well within our fair use rights of all the shit
It's
that we
true.
ripped off from this
Which
movie.
actually,
Just to
America
set
has
you
some
at ease
pretty
if you cared.
loose fair use rights.
And then we cap this off with the Hasbro and Sumbo copyright line, MCMLXXXVI. That's, can you guess what that's Roman numerals for?
1986.
Good job.
I remember as a kid learning that, like learning Roman numerals and recognizing those as that's supposed to be the year when watching Santa Claus the movie. I
Yeah.
don't know why, but
Final credit of this movie, which I would say it's poetic because it's the first credit
bookends
of the movie. We talked about it before. This is a DEG release. Way back in episode 1, we talked about it. That is Dino De Laurentiis's company he founded. It was a distribution and production company. For the purposes of this movie, there's not a lot out there on this, but I feel like DEG was basically the distribution arm of the company. I think the production was all funded by major studios that lost money. But for the purposes of marketing the film and actually getting it in theaters, logistically, DEG was responsible for that. And I do like to talk about other movies that were in their canon. They had about maybe 20 or 30 films that they were involved in one way or another. But the ones that stand out just for me personally were Evil Dead 2, Earth Girls Are Easy. That had Jeff Goldblum and Bill Paxton, Bill Pullman? No, it had it did not have Jeff. Did it have Jeff Goldblum? It had Jim Carrey. It had Jim Carrey.
Is
Who was the other sexy alien? Sexy comedy alien.
Oh, it had Damon Wayans.
Oh, there we go. Okay. And
Yeah.
those were the three main
What a
characters, right?
Interesting combination.
Yeah, it's
of
real
people.
weird.
The 90s. The one that actually means the most to me. Well, Evil Dead 2 that's
it's
ingrained in my
awesome,
soul.
Oh, absolutely.
But Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure being a part of that canon of films, that movie I would do a minute by minute Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
It's on Netflix.
At any rate, in 1987, DEG was falling apart. It was $16.5 million in debt. It had some of its films performed lacklusterly. It's no disconnect that the year was 1987 and this movie came out in 1986. So this might have been one of the things that put the nail in their coffin. Ultimately, ultimately they went
It did
bankrupt.
lose money.
Their catalog of films was sold to a company called Paravision, and that catalog is currently owned by Studio Canal. Transformers the movie in 1986 was the 99th highest grossing movie. That's a nice position. That's a glass half full.
Top 100. Yeah.
It just eked it in.
Yeah. Cool.
When you say it like that, it sounds positive.
The Hasbro reportedly lost $10 million.
Holy fuck.
Based on we can't put it all on Transformers movie. Based on it was rolled up this movie and My Little Pony the movie.
Yeah, that's like I said. That's why G.I. Joe was
and
straight
that's
to
what
video.
forced G.I. Joe to be direct to video. They had a Jim movie in production that got
That's too bad.
killed.
Got it.
It is too bad.
Actually, Jim is a great show. Like, it's legitimately
I
a
would
good show.
I actually would have been interested to see what a Jim movie would
Oh
have
man,
turned
think
out
about
to
how glossy it would have been.
be. It would have been
Yeah,
awesome.
Like Lisa, I feel like Lisa Frank would have hand animated
would have
every
been-
frame. Of
I think
that
it would have been
herself.
pretty, and I bet the soundtrack would be pretty damn cool.
I had a huge
what an
crush
interesting
on Jim.
idea.
I wonder how far that got into production.
We'll have to do. We should research that. That's an interesting.
I
question.
legit love the name Jerica. Like, if I had a daughter, I would name her Samara, but my second choice is Jerica.
J.I.M.
So
Jim's,
speaking
Jim's
of
a good name.
Jim Belushi, so many good Jims. Belushi,
Jones.
Crow.
the progression of that joke could not have been better. So,
Murdered 900 people.
so speaking of futures that could have been, DEG owned the rights to Total Recall, and they went out of business while they were in early production of that movie. And originally, the Quaid character, played famously by Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yep.
Patrick Swayze was casted to play that role.
I would like to see that. Could dance
Obviously,
around those
yeah.
three titties.
Much more. I would love to see a Patrick Swayze Arnold Schwarzenegger dance off.
I would like to see Dirty Dancing, only instead of Jennifer Grey, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger
Yeah.
and Patrick
They would
Swayze.
have had a lot of.
I don't know if he could have lifted him like that.
Oh man, I bet he could have. I bet
Patrick Swayze?
Patrick
I don't
Swayze.
know. Arnold
he
weighs like
was
250
strong.
pounds.
Yeah, but Patrick Swayze is a pretty strong guy.
Like we
betcha.
saw his
he
muscles
was-
in
he was in good
Roadhouse.
shape.
Yeah,
He was in
that's
good shape.
All right. Not as good shape now.
That is another could have been DEG moment, but and that is Ryan. We had to split up our topics here, and we challenged each other kind of to sign up for it on our shared drive. And Caleb didn't sign up for anything, so I knew what he was doing based on what was not signed up for.
Just take whatever's left.
But I created a section for some reason
Called Fade to Black.
called Screen Blacks Out,
Yeah.
and Ryan signed
Of course
up
he
for
did.
it.
Of course he did. And I was like, uh-oh. I should have patted down Ryan.
What a
I should have
fucking
patted Ryan
cop-out.
down for this part because Ryan's been threatening to kill himself when this thing ends. I'm like, oh, this is.
I brought my own news.
Yeah.
As long as you don't take me with you, but it's, whatever.
No,
it's
we're
it's
all
your
going.
choice. It's your choice. Fuck. So we've blacked out. Do you have something to talk
I
about?
do. I wanted to talk about movie credits in general.
All right.
I don't know if you noticed, but like old movies really don't have end credits. Like if
Right.
they do,
they're front loaded.
Yes.
And there's not very many of them.
Yeah, they're super short at the end. Listing cast and crew credits wasn't really established in the U.S. movies until like the 70s. Most only had opening credits, which I was sure that the reason like that ending credits are so long is because of unions, where it's like you have to give everybody credit. Nope. It's completely producer driven. Like you can put ending credits for whatever you want. It's only the opening credits that are under contract and union laws.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's just basically, and that's why it's at the end, I guess, because it's a free for all.
Yeah, it's basically like prior to the 60s and 70s, the whole system of Hollywood was basically indentured servitude. I mean, to the point, like, we talked about scandals, but, like, people were told who to date, and you had no compete contracts and stuff. So I thought, well, maybe the credits would be something that would be good for business, let people know what they were working on. But it'd be nice if that were true. But according to San Francisco State University film professor Joseph McBride, When freelancing replaced the studio contract system, studios and producers realized they could pay people less if they gave them credit. So the proliferation of credits went bananas in the 70s and 80s, to the point that now even the honey wagon driver is credited, which is gross. Do you know what a honey wagon is?
Well, no, I don't want to know.
No, it's not that bad. It's a truck. It's a thing. It's a real thing. It's a truck that collects and transports human waste. Basically,
Oh, okay.
it's for septic tanks.
Oh, I've never heard of it called the Honey Wagon.
Honey wagon, ironic name.
Very interesting.
Yeah,
Not
I
what
thought
I
it was a sex
expected.
thing, and I was
Yeah,
disappointed.
thought it was too when you were getting. Do you know what a honey wagon is?
And it felt like a setup.
That's what I was telling
So
you.
for once, Ryan didn't. Okay,
I know.
interesting.
Yeah, it's the last
Thanks,
episode.
Reese.
It's like it's.
Well, no, that's what I was taken to calling my dick. Like whenever I want to fuck, I'm like, Wes, you want to see the honey wagon? It's pulling into the station, and then
There he did it.
Of
You're right.
course,
Sorry,
of course.
he did it. Yeah,
It had to happen.
I shouldn't have said anything.
So, I mean, by this guy's, what he said, his quote, it sounds like he might be a bitter actor. That has just kind of failed. I mean, it makes sense, too, because, like, there are tons of times where at your job, like, they want to give you a title instead of an actual raise,
Yeah.
which is definitely not a thing
No,
that I've just recently
it's an
experienced.
in-
Yeah, I recently
things
got a
works.
bump in, like, level and the new title, and I'm like, does that come with any more money? No.
Yeah.
Like, thanks, great, great.
If people can get you to work harder
The
at a cheaper rate,
prestige.
that's
Corporations are good. Good things.
It's just how things work. It's not just corporations. Don't act like I'm picturing like some Game of Thrones or like just middle European Middle Ages like market, and people are like, come get your watermelons or whatever.
Oh, they are?
I don't know. Were there Hey, I would love to know if a watermelon ever made it to the Middle Ages Europe.
Okay.
Probably not.
Yeah, there was the old-timey Gallagher.
There had to be.
He split it with a sword
I like that concept.
on an
but-
oversized throne.
Let's pick up on that later. But the job of selling things is to get the most out of things that you can get.
Yep.
And pay the least to produce it and distribute it.
Yeah.
Like that's
That's-
that's just the nature of buying and selling.
It doesn't make it
it's not a
good.
corporate. It's not a corporate thing. Well, no, it just is what it is.
I know,
It's
but
just-
I can still think it's
not
terrible.
good or it's not good or bad. No, I guess you can think it's terrible, but this is all right. Never mind. This is not a conversation.
I don't
for this
know, with
podcast.
Fox News Aaron over
Oh
here.
Jesus Christ! No, I'm not.
did
I'm
you
just
do
saying
that?
it is what it is.
It's just.
Anyway,
Well,
it's
the credits,
interesting to know.
credits basically the trend has been to get longer and longer in recent history. Like well, no surprise, Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. Those credits were 9.5 minutes long.
That's long.
Iron Man 3 was 7 minutes. They had 3,700 names on it. Alien vs. Predator, oddly, was 12 minutes long. Although this information comes from a forum where this is something that infuriates me researching, especially if you're using forums. Somebody asks a question, and then all the answers are like, I don't know, but here's what I think. I'm like, if you don't know, why are you answering the question?
Yeah.
It makes me... It fills me with rage instantly.
Is there a particular scroll speed that those go at? Like, say what?
They're
maybe
varied.
Maybe it's 12 minutes because it's an extra slow scroll.
You can scroll it however fast or slow you want.
speed
so
that
what?
shit up.
So do you have in your notes what the longest credits are?
That AVP 12 minutes is what I've been reading, but again, I can't get an official source on
Are
that.
there any stats on scroll speed? Like
Like Caleb just asked?
Well, no, but I mean, who scrolled the slowest?
Oh, I didn't look that up.
Who's got the slowest
Slowest scroll. Slow scroll in
Slow
the
your,
game.
hey, yo, slow your scroll.
I do wonder, like when I think of like the obligations to show credits, because when movies are put on adapted for television and edited, sometimes like they play as much as the movie they can, but then they speed up the scroll speed and they'll
Yeah.
put it on a
At the-
tiny little frame at the bottom of the
Let's
screen.
start a podcast where we just talk about movie credits, and we'll call it Slow Your Scroll.
That's a great name. Nobody take that. We're never going to use it, but that's amazing.
God. I'm glad you stuck around, Caleb,
Yeah,
for that.
I do need to
That
leave
was
pretty
good.
quickly.
Well, I'm done. I'm done with the fade to black, and now I just have to blow my brains out.
Ryan's still here. Please don't do that. We have a lot more things ahead of us in life that I want you to be around for.
All right.
Yeah, thank
we
you.
told everybody
Awesome.
already that we're going to continue
Yeah, we
the
got more
podcast.
things to do.
It's just going to be
You can just
special
drag
topics
my
and talking
corpse
about
in
what.
here and
It's
flop
just
me
not
on
going to
the
be talking
table.
about the movie. It's just going to be
That's
special
when
topics.
we give Ernie a call.
That's
Every-
right.
Yeah.
We talked
Or
about
Mike,
this early on.
or Mike, it'd be an insult to Mike Seibert. Like,
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ernie. We should give Mike first dibs on as Ryan replacement if he's interested. That's only presuming he would be interested. In
I don't
that
know.
kind of thing. I do not want to be presumptuous.
Ernie even owns adoption, just like me.
And I don't want to be presumptuous that Ernie wants to join, but I feel like he is the right. Like I feel like he might be the
right
easiest
fit.
transition.
Right,
Easiest transition.
It's
We
like
look a little similar.
it would be kind of like a Curly to Curly Joe or a Curly to Shimp situation.
yeah.
I think it would be smoother than that.
I hope so.
It'd be like Curly and Burly.
because I did not like
and
that
they try
transition.
to. Yeah, Shimp is weird.
Yeah.
That disrupts the flow.
Curly Joe is worse though.
Curly Joe.
This is the oldest man
Yeah, I
conversation
remember
we
that. It went
ever
from
had.
Curly to Shimp to Curly Joe.
I don't even remember
there was
Curly
a guy
Joe.
after Shimp.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not
Controversially,
This-
I hate the Three Stooges.
I like Curly.
I think that's the only way it should be.
It seems like that's a joke in movies and 80s TV of like, men love the Three Stooges and women hate it. And I'm like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna act. I don't have a problem with it. Is I guess where I
It
would
doesn't make
stand
me,
on that issue.
It doesn't make me as mad as people answering forum questions, but
I don't either.
Like, why do you hate it?
I don't hate it. I just don't
He
enjoy
doesn't
it.
find the humor in it. I agree.
It's just too out
My
of
dad likes it a lot. Again, my
Yeah.
dad likes it a lot, and I like it
It's
because
an
he
age
likes
thing,
it. And there's parts of it where I see it. I find it humorous because I know my dad would really find it funny. That's
Gotcha.
That's how I like.
So, I think just over time, it's lost all relevance. Basically, is that the
Like everything, will soon be forgotten.
Like we're talking about something that's not really relevant at all. So if if your whole life is dedicated to talking about something that's irrelevant on a greater level, but your commentary is less relevant than the thing it is that
yeah.
you're actually reviewing, so it's like a train of like worthlessness.
It's just
I like how
Christ,
it's just
guys.
a Russian
I
doll
like-
system of worthlessness.
I love how we're finishing this whole
Oh,
thing on a very
man.
down.
I am a little depressed.
Existential note. I think it's great.
I don't feel good.
Is there really a?
Let's build it up. This has been a crazy project.
Yeah. It's been,
I don't even. And I know
up to now, it's been
and
fun.
Yeah, and I don't even really know
this
if there's
is a big deal. Like
Yeah.
we should.
or has it been a complete waste of time? Is there
honestly,
really a purpose to any
well,
of
no,
this? right.
the purpose is what we make of it.
It's true.
And I think
Just like our friendship.
as far as I know, we're the only people start to finish to have done this
Yep.
thing. So that's noteworthy.
Yeah.
We were at TFCon. That was a fun exercise.
Yeah.
I feel like we've started a template for that exercise. We could continue to do that and create new content just based on that kind of like
we have
common
content.
forum.
We have content we cut out that we can put
That's
back
true.
in.
We have
true.
legitimate content. We cut out a lot of good stuff
for the panel.
and but the process of making it was fun. Caleb, we suck his dick. He wrote the 2 game show segments. He wrote all the trivia questions and wrote the script. But don't get me wrong, we had feedback and input. But we worked together. It was a collaboration. But Caleb headed up that thing, and that was one of my favorite. Like the writing on that was just like I thought your jokes
The
were
voice
funny.
actor trivia was
The
great.
voice actor
Sure.
trivia was funny. I liked your script. I like the whole idea of the fucking Orson Welles' last role. I'm so stupid. That is the most intellectual.
Caleb
of
is a
jokes.
big fan. And I've noticed this of like
It's like vaudeville.
beat,
Yeah.
joke payoff.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
He's good at it.
I build it. You know? But what I mean, obviously, I'll turn on and suck your guys' dicks too.
Yeah.
You guys have
Bang Bros.
You guys have put you've put a lot of work into this from a creative standpoint with your artwork and also with your planning.
Yeah,
And I mean,
we made a thing happen. I guess there's no way to end this without it sounding melancholy in some way or another.
Yeah.
I think
Because it's not really ending. I mean, it's just this project.
Yeah.
yeah, we're still here. We're gonna do stuff.
Yeah.
It's
I
amazing.
will ask our listeners, and I'll ask you two right now. I asked Caleb this last night, but I know that a ton of people do this, but I feel like we're different in that this podcast is a lot about our friendship while we're talking about the movie. But would you be interested in doing reviews of the show,
of the
Transformers
show? I don't know.
You go ahead.
I don't know. It's I don't have any better idea.
I would like also, again, we've said this before, but I'd like to do a mini series on the G.I. Joe movie, like maybe 3 episodes or something like that.
Sure, absolutely.
So I'd say we could review the show, but I wouldn't want to say we're going to start at episode 1 and go all the way to episode end. I would say like we just pick ones that we think are crazy or wild or that we like for one reason. I would say going forward, special topics is how I would characterize it, which means it could be anything as long as it's tangentially related. And that might be like, guys, do you remember the Golden Lagoon? And I know that's a pop cultural. I know that. God damn it!
Saw that one.
Peeing on all kinds of people.
There are other podcasts that already do that, and I also just don't want to do something that people are doing already. That's kind of it. And I feel like nobody is really doing like just pick a special topic that you want to talk about, and we're going to put it out there once a month, and it's going to be tied to Transformers. Or at this point, I guess it's like if you like our voice, we'll continue to put out conversations and dialogue about things.
What if the overwhelming response is no? We're going to do more stuff. We don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
But it's going to be tangentially related. And just,
God, is that
just
it?
stay tuned.
Well, okay, so we've talked a few topics. Transformers the movie, or I'm sorry, G.I. Joe the movie, yes. Transformers episode, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I wrote down, I think there's just general conversations. I kept wanting to have this conversation around who, if we were to pick our dream team of creatives to actually turn this into a movie in the modern era, basically not Michael Bay, who would that dream team of people be? Directors, producers, visual people. Like, I think there's plenty to talk about. Memories. As Mike Seibert would say, there's still plenty of meat on the bone of this Transformers movie.
I've
for
never
us to
heard him say that.
Continue. Well, he said it to me while we were at TFCon, when we were trying to talk about this very topic of what's next. But anyway,
All right.
So don't. I think the key thing is don't unsubscribe. Stay with
And look
us.
forward to whatever shits we do.
It'll be fun. It'll be good. I feel like something's being queued up that we should.
No, you just keep talking.
All right.
I was just slowly bringing in the background of wind blowing in a blizzard.
Okay, God. Yeah, I feel like we're in a Russian novel. Okay.
That's. It does make things feel deeper. Like it just feels a little below the surface. Autopod Deceptiverse Below the Surface, our new series where we dive deep into topics of our choosing. Guys, we're on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, tune in, social media, at APOD Decast.
Mm-hmm. Buy our stuff at the
Twitter page.
store.
Please.
At autopoddecepticast.com store.
Please do that because it'll help support the show, and it's unquestionably high quality material. And keep rating and subscribing.
Yeah.
Tighten your jackets.
It's cold out there today. It's cold out there every day. What is this, Miami Beach?
If there's somebody knocking at your door, let them in and warm themselves the hearth of your fire.
Hearth and heart.
And keep being good to each other. And most of all, keep listening to the show.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody.
You for your
and
support.
We'll still be around less. But all right, thanks for listening. We appreciate you all.
Caleb.
Bye, everybody.
All
Bye.
right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Ryan's lying. Bye.
And that's it. It's a wrap. It just fades out slowly like a sad, guttering candle. The shit show that was this deep dive of a children's movie finally gets put out of its misery. And guess what, listeners? The hemorrhoids that are Aaron, Caleb, and Ryan promised to release my soul from this prison of indentured servitude limbo. But like nearly everything in their miserable, pathetic, pointless lives, they fell short and didn't follow through. So fuck them, fuck this, and I hope to die real soon. Farewell, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully forever.
Blow cells, where we sell good.